Hi, my name is Elsa Vazquez, and I will be presenting on 5 ways to reduce consumption and slow climate change. My presentation will be based off a JM webinar, sorry, that was researched by Catherine White, Rishad Habib, and David Hardesty from the University of British Columbia. It focuses on how marketing can create a shift in consumer behavior in order to influence more sustainable shopping. So why is it important? It's actually a great time to be sustainable right now. Research shows that sustainable products will grow 2 times as much as they are right now and even be larger than their counterparts. 65% of people say they care about sustainability, but only 26% are acting on it. From this, we can gather that people desire to be sustainable, but the shift has not been made. This is where marketing comes into play. So how can marketers help people do the right thing? This presentation will focus on research done to make people shift into making sustainable purchases. Marketers need to recognize the intention and action gap. So people want to be sustainable, but they're not acting on it. And marketers need to overcome challenges that come with sustainability. So these are sustainability challenges. There's self and other trade-off, long-term horizon where people are less likely to take part in sustainable actions because they only benefit the future and they can't see it. They only want to focus on current events. There's also collective action, which means that only one person won't make a difference. It needs to be a collective project, a global project. There's also abstractness because people can't really see greenhouse emissions or the impacts their actions are having. They're less likely to participate. It's also overcoming automatic processes. So they need to get over the habits they've come of not buying sustainable products and need to make a shift into participating. So they've come up with the term shift after reviewing 320 academic articles. S stands for social influence, H for habit formation, I for individual self, F for feelings and cognition, and T for tangibility. So let's look at each one. Social influence is a term used for people who are strongly impacted by presence, behaviors, and expectations of others. We look at social norms, social desirability, and social group membership. So social norms is conforming into what people think is right and what others are saying is correct. Social desirability is the desire to fit in and be part of a group. Social group membership is the group you actually see yourself being part of, the group you identify with, and you're more likely to participate in making sustainable purchases if people within your group are also making sustainable purchases. This can also be seen between competition in other groups. So if one group is making more sustainable purchases, it might inspire another group to also do so as well. Now, habit formation. So behaviors that are repeated regularly and automatically. They're hard to change because they are automatic, and content changes can actually be beneficial. So this is talking about discontinuity, which is where a shift in your behavior might make you think more about your actions, and therefore you're more likely to make sustainable purchases and form new habits. It's also giving feedback and reinforcement for making good actions and breaking bad habits to form good habits, which is very hard to do. But if there's a sort of incentive or reward system for the good habits, people are more likely to do it. Now looking at individual self, which is appealing to individual differences. So we can look at self-efficacy, which is when people want to see their actions really make a difference. Their self-interest, which is if they get the benefits for themselves, they're more likely to do it. Self-consistency. So this is where marketing needs to help people get over the hump and help them make the first purchase, because if they've made one already, they're more likely to do it again. And self-concept, where we choose products and services to match who we think we are. So sustainability is often matched with femininity and not really as a masculine value. So because of this, marketers need to create sustainability to be seen as tough or in need of protection or related to wilderness, because then it can close the gender gap and men are more likely to be interested in participating. Now looking at feeling and cognition. So you can use positive emotions like pride and warmth, or also negative emotions like fear and guilt, but also remember to be subtle, because too much fear, too much guilt can actually have the opposite effect and people not want to purchase sustainable products. It's also always good to give information about sustainability and how their products can help. Always keep in mind that framing is an important factor to provide a deeper understanding. So the way you frame the purchase will have an impact on how it is viewed. And labeling is important, as you need to make it obvious that this is a sustainable product. Now, tangibility. So make things tangible and in front of you. So first is matching temporal focus, which deals with legacy framing. So this means that the way you frame things will have people's attention. So for example, if someone doesn't want to buy something that helps the future, you can talk about it as a legacy that you can leave for your grandkids or for your children. Also, always important to talk about environmental impact awareness, and encourage desire intangibles in form of experiences versus materials. Experiences can actually bring more happiness to the customer. And experiences can also lead people to understand how, even though you're not living it, it can be impactful and beneficial for the future. So bring the idea of a sustainable future. And always good to have concrete communication in form of pictures, videos, or tangible information that you can see instead of statistics or references that people cannot really grasp as well. This is a framework that they came up with. So first, to clarify the context. Second, to identify target and drivers. Third, to select and apply the tools. Fourth, to test your strategy. And lastly, to implement and evaluate outcomes. And that is all. Thank you.